Hello, intuitive souls. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share a channeled message for the energies coming in with the full moon happening in Leo on Sunday, February 5th. This is going to be part one of this message, and there will be an extended version for those of you in my Patreon group. I don't really have a sense or direction of where this message is going to go, other than I just recently channeled a twin flame reading for the high energy portal date on 2/2, and also happened to be the same time that the green comet came through. So there was a lot of energies, a lot of activations taking place with that green comet. And I did, after tuning in for that reading, pick up on a strong lion energy coming through, but it wasn't till after the reading that I discovered the full moon was going to be in Leo, and the sign of Leo, which is represented by the lion. And so that had me thinking that perhaps that's why I was picking up on these Leo energies coming in so strong, because really we can start to feel these full moon energies a couple days before and a few days after the full moon. The full moon is really the peak of the energies as they come forward. So today's reading, we're just going to take a look at what some of these energies are, and I may be bringing in some guides to share some messages with us in relation to these energies. But I'm just going to start by pulling some cards from the Moonology deck to get a sense of where the energies are taking us this full moon. The first card to come out is the energy is gaining momentum. And the other two cards are don't let your past hold you back, and be bold and make the first move. So right away, I'm picking up on the boldness and fieriness of this full moon energy. That really is what the sign Leo is all about: being bold, being brave, having the courage of a lion to stand in your truth and your sovereign power. I'm feeling a lot of power coming in from my solar plexus right now, even as I speak that out loud. There's a lot of strength in this full moon energy, a lot of empowerment in this full moon energy. So these cards are just pointing out not to let your past hold you back. So I'd like to tune into the guides and see what they want to share specifically about that. But essentially, they're saying let go of your past. Don't hold on to your past. Whatever has hurt you in the past, whatever has brought you down. And I keep hearing confusion, and I'm getting the sense, because the guides are telling me conflicted. So the sense is that some of you are feeling conflicted about past actions, past moves, past situations that are, I'm hearing the word stumbling. It feels like they're stumbling blocks for you. They're stumbling blocks for you that are related to past visions, is what they're showing me, past identities. These are ready to be released at this time, and you are moving into a bolder version of yourself, a more courageous version of yourself. So in order to step into this power, they really want you to embody the power of the lion as a symbol of strength for you. So if you are feeling held back by challenging situations, if you keep feeling like past memories or past feelings or feelings that bring up past memories keep coming to the surface, then they're coming to the surface because they're ready to be cleared and healed. So it's possible that some healing work could be done during this full moon time, but it's more just a matter of drawing your awareness to what some of these issues are. So taking a deeper look at self and what the areas in your life that you feel are holding you back or holding you down from really being in your authentic power and your authentic truth. And I also feel intuitively that the Leo sign is very much about action and play. So that's coming into me now. To be bold, to make the first move is a signal that, and your guides are saying, just do it, just do it. It's that motto, just do it. And they're really wanting you to play around with new ways of being that are calling you forward, the ways that your inner child are calling you forward to be more present in the world, to be more present with who you are and more proud in that sense. Having more dignity, self-dignity is very important at this time. So look for the ways this full moon energy is going to draw up and out of you feelings of empowerment, feelings of the ways maybe you've been neglecting your inner child and not focusing enough time on self to bring out the joyful side of yourself, to bring out the joyful, playful nature of yourself. They're really wanting you to take a good look in the mirror and ask, are you happy? Are you truly happy with the way things are? Or is there more ways that you can integrate the nature of your child, your childlike nature, your joyful nature into everything that you do? And I'm hearing again, the lion is a symbol of power and strength for you during this full moon time. So look to the lion, meditate with the lion, call on the lion as a spirit animal. And I've also been picking up on a lot of Sekhmet's energy coming in as a guide to work with during this time to really help you embody that strong lion energy, or lioness energy, I should say. If you're not familiar with Sekhmet, she is an Egyptian goddess, and she has the head of a lion and is very much associated with the solar plexus chakra, the color red. She's very strong, she's very powerful, she's very protective. One of the strongest feminine guides I've worked with, she's on a similar frequency as Kali Ma. She can also be very wild, but very nurturing and loving and protective, like a loving mother would be for her children. So I'm feeling called right now to, as part of the extended reading for this message, call on Sekhmet for more channeled messages around the full moon and how we can connect with her energy for my Patreon group, because somebody did recently ask me to channel her. So look for the link to that extended reading in the descriptions box. If you are resonating with these readings, then you might feel called to check that out. But back to the cards here, be bold and make the first move. So this is just all about courage and action. I'm hearing this energy is just going to stir up in you a signal or a feeling to move in a certain direction on your path and to just do it. That's the motto that they keep saying in my head. Just do it. That's the motto. That's the message. So whatever you're afraid of, they want you to take that leap of faith is what I'm hearing. Take that leap, and I'm seeing like a large male lion just jumping over something, jumping over the hurdles. Don't be scared of what blocks appear in front of you. These are just obstacles put on your path to build you up in courage and strength, to strengthen you, to help you to see the ways that you are strong and that you can get through the tough times and really come back in a more powerful way. And the last card that came out was don't let your past hold you back. No looking back, no looking back on this journey, they keep saying. Old identities are being lost. Old identities are disappearing. So they are showing that in that sense, they want you to let go of not just your old identity, but any thoughts, beliefs, patterns, and energetic attachments that you have to those old identities. And those attachments can present in many different forms, but essentially they're highlighting outdated beliefs. So there's something about how you are shifting and changing in your own awareness and consciousness, how you are expanding, that you are able to see these patterns more clearly, I'm hearing, and able to see these outdated beliefs more clearly. But it's time to let them go. But there's still a feeling of self-judgment and anxiety or fear around fully stepping away from these patterns, behaviors, situations. and moving in this new direction. But I just keep seeing there's a clearing in the path, and the sun is shining bright in one specific direction. So they keep saying, look for the light ahead, look for the light ahead. Call on the lion to lead you and guide you at this time, guide you through this portal to really help you see where your power lies and what changes need to be made, what decisions need to be made to help you move forward in a bolder way. And with that, I'm also picking up, and I was picking up on this before the reading, my guides were showing me that there is an association between this full moon in Leo and the Lionsgate portal of last year of 8/8. So every year we have the Lionsgate portal on 8/8, which is very much the Leo energy because it takes place in the sign of Leo. But the Lionsgate represents more of what we want to manifest, our manifestation powers, and whatever we are setting our intention to create around that time period essentially is what we are birthing into manifestation moving into that next year. So essentially these manifestations are going to come into play, and I'm hearing, so this is kind of a important node point that's going to highlight for you some of the ways those intentions are manifesting for you now, or what you need to be doing now, the action steps, or what you need to be creating now to really envision or move those ideas forward. So yeah, I find that really interesting. So I'd like to learn more about what we're creating or what we might be manifesting, what some of you might be have as your goals, or what some of you feel called to be doing. So I'm going to move to the Starseed Oracle deck. I have a few cards coming out. I have the Star Brothers card coming out, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. And Horus is another Egyptian god who's very much a protective force. So it feels with this card, let me see, it just feels like your guides are telling you that you are protected, that you are safe, and that you can trust that you are safe in making these bolder moves. So whatever you're being encouraged to do, whatever your guides are nudging you to do, using the power of your own intuition, they're wanting you to trust that you're safe. Trust that next step. The other card coming out is surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. So this is really the embodiment of the Leo energy. So what they're showing me is they really want you to get playful around this time of the full moon. They really want you to connect with your inner child, because the Leo energy is very childlike and brings a lot of joy and brings a lot of sweetness to life. So they're really wanting you to surrender in to your playful side. Let your inner child speak. Let your inner child play. Have fun. This is what's really going to create that high vibrational state where you can easily attract in more abundance into your life. And they don't want you to focus so much on your goals so much during this little time period. They want you to focus more on play, but they want you to set intentions. They want you to have your goals in mind and then wait for the answers to come. It feels like some of you are going to be receiving downloads during this time of the full moon about what you're here to create. So if you're feeling the call to birth something new, you're going to be receiving some downloads around that are going to help give you a little bit more clarity, a clearer picture around what that is. So ask your guides for assistance with this as well. And definitely, again, call on the spirit of the lion to really assist you in helping to align with these energies that are going to birth this forward. And then I have the card here, We the Hathors, Deep Love, Mother's Milk, Birth as a Portal. And I just keep hearing rebirth. So there's a rebirth transformational process taking place. Again, we're always moving through cycles and phases of rebirth, but this feels very much like a state of renewal for you. It feels very much, and they're showing me spring and the flower like popping out of the ground. Some of you have been hiding in your caves for a little bit, and some of you have been in that cocoon, that darker stage of your growth, not really being sure where you're being guided to go. There's spring and new birth. That's the energy coming in with this Leo full moon, I'm hearing. So get ready for change, get ready for action, get ready for new insights to come in. And also they keep drawing me back to Hathor. Hathor is very much a mother goddess, another Egyptian goddess. So there's a lot of Egyptian energy coming through here. So some of you might feel very connected to Hathor, and if she is one guide that resonates for you, then definitely tune into her during this full moon time period, because it feels like she could have a message for you. And that goes for any of the guides that show up in these readings. If a guide that shows up in these readings and it's one that you're very connected to, then always take a minute to meditate with that guide and see if they have a message for you, because they usually pop in for a reason. I am tuning into your guys' energy field, so these are guides that you are connected to, whether you're aware of it or not. But definitely, if you keep seeing the name Hathor popping up or feeling a call towards Hathor or any of the guides I've mentioned, then it's a sign that they're trying to get your attention. All right, so I'm still not clear. What I would like to get more clarity around is, it feels like we're definitely, a lot of us, or most of you, are being called forward to move in some action. The messages coming through are be bold, play, connect with your inner child, but move forward in some direction. So this is what I want to know. What direction are we being called to move forward in? And so I'm pulling from my energy oracle deck, and the card, the garden and the gate, came out upside down. And I just have to mention on a side note, I'm getting a lot of heat in my upper chakras, particularly around my ears, and I'm just really heating up in this message. So there's a lot of powerful energy coming through in these messages. This card is symbolizing more of, well, they're saying new roads and possibilities are opening up to you, but they're talking about the spiritual path. They're saying that you're being guided to take more of an active role in your own spiritual growth process. So it feels like there's practices that you feel a calling to do or integrate into your lifestyle to make more prominent or more of a priority in your lifestyle. Your guides are pointing you in the direction of certain practices that they want you to engage with, even if it's just for a temporary period of time, to sort of help you connect back into your higher self and to bring you back into alignment. Because it does feel, and they're showing me, that some of you are a little bit out of alignment. They're showing me like a chiropractor, like you need to go to the chiropractor and get back in alignment. You need a few adjustments is what they're saying. So essentially, those adjustments are going to come in the form of engaging more in spiritual practices like meditation, but there's other practices that we can do that are just going to bring you more into a state of balance and divine flow with your inner being, I'm hearing. So that's just like a friendly reminder that some of you, it feels like, are really distracted or have been distracted. Maybe there's just a lot going on. It feels like there's a whirlwind of activity happening around some of you, and some of your lives are maybe getting a little bit chaotic at times, especially with these last energies. Are showing me that the energies of the green comet could have thrown some of you off a little bit, out of alignment. And they're even highlighting Reiki. Having a Reiki session could be helpful to some of you. And if that's the case, then definitely reach out to me, because I know a great Reiki practitioner. So feel free to email me if you're interested in that. I know I've been feeling a call to do that personally as well. And then I just had the second chakra card come up in reverse as I'm talking about Reiki. And the second chakra is the sacral chakra, and it's all about creativity, our sacred sexuality. So with this being reversed, it's signaling a blockage there. It's signaling a call for alignment, a call for a clearing of energy there. So they're showing me now that some of you have a lot of stagnant, stuck energy, and it's all around your creativity. It's blocking your creative flow. So because there's some stuck energy there, they really want you to go through a meditative release process, a clearing process, an attunement process. That must be why the Reiki was coming up, because that's what's blocking your creativity. So some of you are feeling very blocked. The feeling is boredom. The feeling is confusion. The feeling is just uncertainty about what to do next. It's like you're not really getting a big pull in any one direction. You're a little bit stuck right now. in this lower vibrational energy, and it's having to do with your sacral chakra being a little bit blocked. So you might want to draw some awareness to that, and even tune to your higher self and ask some questions in meditation about what is there, or just feel into your body and intuitively bring up any emotions that want to be cleared. I also just got a Door to Romance card upside down and the Healers of the Ages card upside down, and I think it's just really interesting that all these cards are coming in reverse for this reading. So the Healers of the Ages cards represents our healing journey. So let me tune into your guides and see what messages want to come in for this card. And I'm just hearing that some of you are reaching milestones on your healer's journey, but some of you are turning away, and the sense is taking a break is what they're saying. Not turning away, but taking a break. You're being called to follow a different path. You're being called to pay more attention or give more focus to other things. So this is a call to duty, a call to action, a call to service. So rather than focusing on your own healing, there's some of you who are being called to actually be more active in other pursuits at this time. And this could be related to career or just other projects, just giving more time and attention and dedication and focus to outside pursuits. So this is actually interesting because typically they always say go within, but in this case there's a small group of you who are really feeling like you just want to move in new directions. You just want to get that creativity flow going again. You want to create something. It's going to take some of your time and energy off of self-healing. You're being called to shift your focus off of self and move into the direction of service to others. What services can you do to help others? So it's more of an outward focus in the sense that you're actually going to be called to help others more instead of being so inward focused. It's time for your gifts of healing to be shared with the world, I'm hearing. So they're really wanting you to tune to the ways that you can do that. And then I have the Door to Romance card upside down. And that can just symbolize that there might be some sort of delay in or block in your romantic life that might show up in your romantic life. A challenge, a separation, a disconnect from a partner in some way. Some of you might be feeling that during this time, but it's just there to show you, I'm hearing, the ways that you might be feeling these energetic blocks and what needs to be cleared around your heart chakra, I'm hearing. So this is just related to some of you, maybe just a small number of you that might be feeling heaviness in your relationships, in your closer romantic partnerships. You might be feeling distance. You might be missing someone. That's the sense I'm getting as well. It feels like there's just a feeling of separation. It's not necessarily wanted, but it feels like there's a disconnect, and the disconnect is happening because there's some bigger issues that need to be looked at, and it's all around your self-worth and how you're valuing yourself and how you're valuing that relationship. So if you're connecting in with that, for those of you who might be connecting in with that, you might want to tune to the recent twin flame reading I just gave. Not all of us are on the twin flame path, but some of those messages I feel can definitely relate to a lot of relationships you might be in, and not just twin flame relationships. So feel free to check that out, and I'll leave a link to that in the descriptions box. Because I also mentioned the Lion's Gate, I do have a great video on the Lion's Gate, what it represents, what it's all about, and it's a channeled message from Archangel Metatron that I posted last year. So I'll leave a link to that one in the descriptions box as well if you're interested in learning more about the energies of the Lion's Gate and how it affects us. And so I just feel guided to bring this reading more to a close, but I would like to pull from one last card, and I'm feeling called to pull that card from the Crystal Angels Oracle deck that I have here. And I'm just going to put it out there. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know that can help us align with these energies, or bring in or help us step into our sovereign power with this Leo energy? And the card says, progress, not perfection. Don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you've come and all that you've learned. So that's a really powerful statement. And I'm hearing, don't criticize, don't be self-critical, don't look around you, pay attention to what's in front of you. Don't worry about what others are doing. Don't look back, don't look behind you, but don't look around you either. They almost want you to stay on your path with blinders on. Don't be so concerned what other people are doing, what they're saying, what they're thinking. And don't be hard on yourself. Don't be your own worst critic. Just let go of your need for approval or validation. Just know what it is you want and keep moving in that direction, and all will unfold naturally, organically, according to your own divine blueprint and timeline. And then I'm also hearing, stop blaming yourself for not being able to get so much done, or for feeling like you're not getting enough done. Again, that you are enough message keeps wanting to come through, but they just keep wanting to say, let go of expectations. Some of your views are outdated is what I'm hearing, and that's why your guides want you to see beyond what you can imagine, because there's so much more on the other side of where you're at that you can't even imagine right now. They just want you to let go of the need to know, and need to know the expected or attachment, your not need to know, but your attachment to your expected desired outcome. It's almost like you have a vision of what you want to happen, and it feels like it needs to happen in a certain way in your vision in order for you to be happy. But there's so much more going on under the surface that hasn't fully come into bloom, or hasn't fully come into the present moment yet, that's working itself out behind the scenes, that you're not yet aware of or conscious of yet, how it's all being integrated right now for you and worked out according to your own higher plan. So they just want you to trust your plan, trust your vision, trust where you're going, trust that you know where you're going, that you don't need to know all the finer details of how it's all going to happen, because that kind of takes the joy and the fun out of it. So your guides are telling you here that they really want you to look at life as an adventure and enjoy the fact that you don't know how it's going to work out, and that you might have that feeling of failure from time and time again to pop up, or like you're not getting it right, exactly correct the first time you do it. But that's part of the learning process. So they don't want that to scare you into thinking that you can't do it or that you're not supposed to do it. They just want that to push you forward, to really keep looking at the ways you can do it better, or the ways you can correct is the word I'm hearing, but it's like align with the methods that work for you, that are right for you, because it feels like some of you are being called to do things, but you're kind of following other people's paths, or maybe other people's ideas about how to do it, and it's not feeling so right for you. It's not clicking for you just yet, because those are just guidelines to go by, but they're not necessarily your path. Your path is all about finding your unique divine flow and your unique way of doing things that's going to slowly come up to the surface the more you engage in new creative endeavors that are pushing you a little bit to your limits, pushing you a little bit out of your comfort zone, but also helping you to see with clarity what your strengths are, what your passions are, what your gifts are. So you don't know until you try, is what they're saying. So sometimes trying means taking a risk that it may not be the perfect way or best way for you, but it is a way, and it's leading you closer and closer to that way. So I hope that came out clearly and makes sense for those of you who are resonating with that. And if you are resonating with some of these messages, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because it does allow me to pick up on your energy more clearly for future readings, as I am tuning into the energy of those who are connected to this channel and my Facebook and Patreon groups. Okay, so the other card that came out is socialize or join in, make healthy and supportive new friendships. and connections by getting involved with a group of like-minded people. So this is just another encouragement, another push to keep going forward with your ideas. And I just keep getting messages coming in lately around a group of you who are looking to form a collective group or a smaller community of some sort that is going to have like-minded souls, that's really going to support you on your mission, where you work together in some way, or you create something, create harmony in some way, you create some sort of force that is really going to help the collective on a grander scale. So that's just sort of a reminder card for some of you who have been resonating with those messages lately. And so those were my wrap-up cards, but I feel like one more message wants to come out. What is it? It says, ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. Wow, this is a powerful message for some of you out there. I feel like new love is on the horizon, and I keep hearing the power of love to transform. So it feels like some of you who are in relationships that maybe you've been questioning or doubting your relationship, I'm hearing, or the future of your relationship, or the future of your connection with a certain person or a romantic partner. It feels like new love is coming back. It feels like there's a new energy that's going to shift you into a state of union with this person that's going to be more loving in nature. It's going to be more aligned with the relationship that you want. And if it's not with this person, then there's a presence of something new coming in, or there's a potential for you to meet someone or connect with someone in a romantic way that will bring more joy to your life. So look for those connections, look for those soul connections that really bring you joy and help you spiritually, empower you on a spiritual level is what I'm hearing. So those are some really great, powerful messages that came through. Hopefully some of them resonated for you. I will be doing an extended reading again with Sekhmet, and I may feel guided to pull more cards in that session, but that will be for my Patreon group. Again, the link is in the descriptions box to join. The link for that reading will also be there as well. But I am so happy to be able to share this reading with you. I really love to hear from you in the comments, so please do, if the readings resonate, take the time to make a comment, because it does really give me, it brings a lot of joy in when I know that I am helping people and that these readings are reaching the right people at the right time. So that's really it for this reading. I'm going to wrap it up and close it out here. Thank you so much for listening. Lots of love and many blessings on your spiritual paths. We'll see you next time. Bye.